How's it going, everyone? It's Gavin at Balls to You. I'm going to do a new facility update or tour. Okay, guys, finally in the new facility. Basically, if you listen, it's pure silence, there's no noise. In our last sort of video that I did of the HQ, as I call it, basically we were in the same area as the rats, which was fine, not an issue, until obviously we've started to get bigger. So what I wanted to do was future proof it, so get into an area where it was big enough for me, and obviously the rat side of things, obviously the more snakes you get, the more obviously mouths you've got to feed. So I wanted to get into an area where it was big enough and hopefully future proof. So this is it. It's not very big, but I'm going to run through it with you now. As you're walking through the door, on the left hand side here is a 20 slot melamine rack. Okay, it's a wooden rack. A friend's dad built it and they used it for years and it's been fantastic. I've got it now and it works absolutely superb. The tubs that are in there are probably around about 34 litres, and they work fantastic for snakes up to around about 2.5 kilos or 2,500 grams. It's 20 slots, so it's ideal for keeping obviously your snakes in and stuff, and it works fantastic. What we're going to do on this side here is going to be predominantly all our grow up females and our sort of smaller breeding females of up to around about 1.5 kilos or 1,500 grams are going to be in this rack over here, and that's what we're going to do. I've still got some females to move over here. They're in the house at the minute because they're just about to lay eggs and I don't want to really disturb them, so I'm going to wait till they lay eggs and then move them over into this part of the facility. Okay, so that's the grow up female or small female breeding rack over there. Okay, next to that is our incubator. You guys have seen a video on that before, so I'm not going to go over that, but we've got two clutches of eggs in there at the minute. Obviously those who've been subscribing and watching our videos already know that we've had already a clutch on the ground. Okay, so that was the heck clown stuff. If you haven't seen that video, get over and watch that video because it's pretty decent, to be fair. Really pleased with the outcome. So we've just got two clutches on the ground at the minute that's in the incubator. Okay, moving over to that. This rack here is the same as the other rack, so it's a 20 slot system. Okay, what I want to do with this rack is hold all the males. Breeding males and grow up males are going to stay in this rack. So basically with the collection I want to try and keep it at a manageable size. So I want to try and keep around about 15 to 20 breeding males, and probably have around about 30 to 40 breeding females. That way I can manage it myself. I can make sure it's quality over quantity and just, be very sort of precise on what I want to breed and what I want to produce, and also keep it very humbling. Not only that, when you start to get mad and start having all sorts of females and males all over the place, all of a sudden, it's going to create more work. And let's face it, guys, it's a hobby. It's a passion of mine, and I've got a life outside of breeding snakes, and we've all got lives to lead. So trying to keep it very sort of small and manageable, but at the same time quality over quantity is what it's all about. So again, that's a wooden melamine rack. Over here in the UK we do struggle to get professional racks, and when we do get professional racks they're quite expensive. Now I've ran with a white melamine because I do like white. There are vision racks available. Vision racks are great, fantastic, but I've started with white, so I'm going to stick with white. Just a bit of a quick top tip at the bottom there. Most people struggle when they've got a rack system. They struggle with keeping the bottom half of the rack up to temperature. As you can see down there, there's another stat. Okay, that mat stat works that level. Okay, so the main stat covers the other 9 levels, but with obviously heat rises, as you know, I'm not going to teach you guys suck eggs. Heat rises, so obviously down on the floor area it's cooler than most. So by putting its own separate stat on, you can actually control that one level and get that up to temperature without causing problems to the rest of your rack. Okay, so again, if you're not using the bottom half of the rack, because most people don't because of the temperature being too cold for the snakes, you can turn it off because you've got a separate stat, and hence you're saving electricity, etc., etc. So a bit of a top tip: if you're going to have a rack system and you're finding that the bottom level is too cold as opposed to the middle or the top, obviously that's because heat's rising. Get yourself another stat on there, set that up separate, and you'll find that'll work fantastic for you. Okay, so that's the breeding male or the grow up male rack. To the right of that is the hatchling rack. Okay, there's a few more shelves I need to get fixed into place. The reason why they're not in place is because when it's not breeding season, when I haven't got full of hatchlings, I tend to use it as a storage area, as you can see underneath. But when the hatchlings are coming thick and fast, the extra shelves go in and it gets filled up with tubs. I try to spread my females through like a 6 to 8 month period of laying eggs if possible, simply because I don't want to overwhelm myself with too much work. So we all love to have eggs on the ground, we all love to have them babies, but when it comes to feeding the babies, it does become a bit of a pain in the arse. So by spreading the clutches or your females out, okay, it's going to help with the amount of work that you're going to have to do, and it's not going to cause you so many problems. Let's face it, again guys, we've all got lives outside of breeding snakes, so the last thing you want to do is being here every night feeding snakes. For as much as I love it, we have got families and again our own lives to do, jobs, etc. So by spreading your females out, that will obviously help your workload. And not only that guys, everyone loves opening presents, and opening eggs is like opening presents, so it keeps the fun and the passion going pretty much as long as you can. So that's why we don't have a big hatchling rack. I have got an emergency hatchling rack which I can hook up, which is in storage, which I did have to use last year to be fair, but it's there just in case. Okay, so that's the hatchling rack. Moving over, obviously, as you can see, we've got a bit of a work area here with some utensils, snake hooks, scrapers, feeding tongs, I constantly keep them in disinfectant, alcohol hand gel, scales, etc. And obviously just a bit of a little working area that I need, if I need to pull a tub out very quickly and put it on there. I do have a trolley that I use in this room, which has got all the cleaning implements on, and where most of the sort of cleaning goes on. So I pull the trolley in, it's got all the paper and what have you, the unprinted paper that I use, and that's where I do mainly most of my cleaning and sorting out. Okay, moving down underneath that work area, as you can see, there's 15 tubs. The idea behind this little unit was, obviously these are an upgraded size compared to the hatchling tubs, and the reason why I've got these tubs is because what I decided to do was try and set myself a 15 snake limit every season. So obviously you always want to keep the stuff that you're producing back, because you're aiming to do, create a project or get to the end of the project. So the idea behind it is you keep back what you need and then obviously sell your surplus. Well, 15 doesn't always happen. You end up sort of keeping maybe 18, 19, 20 snakes back, but through the year you can sort of obviously sort of compact that and sort of let a few more go, because you've doubled up. Maybe you've kept a bumblebee male back, and you've the last clutch of the season you've produced another bumblebee male, so obviously you might as well let one of them go. So, but I do try and keep only 15 hatchlings back per season. But guys, when you're producing quality, everything becomes a holdback, so I have to be very stern with myself. Okay, so that's that little rack there. Over there is just a breeding chart that's got all the males and female locking information on. So just so keep track on things. Over here is a little alcove. As you can see, I've got my 20 slot V70 or CB70 tub rack there. that alcove is actually designed to house 30 tubs. So the plan is to get rid of that rack and do like a built-in sort of melamine rack that holds 30 tubs. Okay, and the tubs that we'll be using will probably be something like a 42 litre tub. The V70s or the CB70s are around about 30, I think they're around about the 35, 36 litre tub, something like that. So the other tubs that I want to use are slightly higher. Okay, V70 tubs and CB70 tubs are really hard to come across in the UK, simply because obviously they're made in the US and not many people sort of have spare tubs. So eventually this rack will be up for sale and I'll be letting that rack go. It's been a great rack, don't get me wrong, but I do need and want that 30 slot breeding female rack over there. So, and that's basically it, guys. That's the Balls to You HQ, as I call it. It works fantastic. I'm really pleased to be in here. Got plenty of room to move around. There'll be plenty more videos. I'd like to thank all my subscribers, everyone for your kind support. Again, just keep the support coming. Keep the positiveness coming. If you do like the videos, please share with your friends. Tell people about us. We've got an Instagram page as well. Get on that, follow us. That's Balls to You 2014. Get on there, follow us. I do post pictures on a regular basis. And again, guys, just share, like, and subscribe. Please feel free to put any comments down below, and if I can answer any questions, I will. Hope everyone's all okay, and for those who are breeding snakes, hope you're all having a good breeding season so far. I can see the eggs are all coming in thick and fast. And for those who aren't breeding snakes but enjoy watching the videos, thanks for supporting all us on YouTube, all the breeders, all the small time breeders at least. And again, guys, we'll try and keep these videos coming. Okay, everyone, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon.